If you don't believe in creation and that humans were designed, then I have a question for you. Let's take a look at this, right here. Do you believe that this was designed? And which is more complex? Is this gingerbread house more complex? Or is the human body more complex?
Why, that's so simple even a child could tell you. The gingerbread house is more complicated by far. Let me explain. Before you can have a gingerbread house, you must first have a universe. This is caused by the Big Bang, which could have been set off by two dimensions colliding, or ripping apart from each other. Another possibility is a fluctuation in the quantum fields that our universe now occupies. There are other possible causes, but they all lead us to a singular point made of space, time, and energy. As the fabric of space-time unfolds and gives room to the energy, that energy expands and cools, forming matter. This becomes hydrogen and helium, which go on to form stars. These stars burn out and die, giving birth to the heavier elements. Beyond massive spheres of gas collapse at their core, leaving a supermassive black hole to feed on its surroundings. The heat released from this process increases pressure in the massive ball, causing it too to collapse into billions of stars, dust clouds, and the numerous other wonders that make up the galaxies. In this galaxy, an accretion disk gives birth to a solar system and a little planet called Earth. This planet is hot and molten, but eventually it cools and water forms. Interesting things begin to happen. The laws of thermodynamics aid in giving rise to 10 amino acids. Some other amino acids arrive from space in meteorites. The late heavy bombardment with the ammonia-rich ocean formed fatty acids, other amino acids, and amines. More amino acids form on the backs of crystals that are swept into the ocean. The gas from volcanoes is struck by lightning, creating others, as do volcanic vents on the ocean floor. These chemicals come together to form the first protocells, simple cells made of a membrane, and nucleotides that float in the ocean. Now we have a cell. The same processes that made the cell may have also created primitive RNA that would have been absorbed into the simple cells. This RNA may have formed inside the cells. Either way, we have the beginning of life. The protocells gather nucleotides, swell in size, find lipids to expand their membranes, and divide. Some nucleotide chains are better at aiding this process than others. Other chemical compounds are found or made, and the process becomes more complicated and more interesting. Eventually, DNA forms, and the game changes again. RNA takes on a new role as cells become more complex. Eventually, cells form colonies, and later on, cells learn a new trick. Multicellular organisms arise. While simple at first, they become symmetrical, growing new structures, such as bones. Vertebrates move from water to land, from fish to amphibian. As time goes on, amphibians move away from immediate water, as their skin becomes hard and scaly, and eggs become watertight, as reptiles roam the land. Reptiles, while still a group of their own, give rise to birds and mammals. Mammals go on to diversify, leading to carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores. A special group arises, the primate. Primates diverge and multiply, leading to monkeys. Monkeys lead to apes. One of these ape species walks upright, has little body hair, and is the owner of a massive brain. We have arrived at the man. Human, that is. The easy part is over. I say easy in that all the processes that lead up to this point are completely self-perpetuating and regulating. They are caused only by the laws of nature and the existence of things for those laws to act upon. Now comes the difficult task of the gingerbread house. The process to make a gingerbread house will take thousands of years to complete, but we have a key component, the human. Humans roam around in groups, hunting animals, gathering plants, using primitive stick and stone tools. After many years, man settles down, corrals animals, and began to grow plants instead of having to look for them. The human race develops a written language, traditions, and better technology. Cities grew and cultures spread. Technology advanced from stone to metal, simple metals like bronze at first, then iron. As time moves on, steel and machine power replaces that of animals. Fire advances too. Heat can be obtained from more than just burning of wood, but it can also be obtained from natural gas and electricity. Food preparations went from eating raw foods to cooked, and later preserving them for a later date. We have come to the point where a gingerbread house is possible, but through all these discoveries, humans had to survive. They fought fire and earthquakes, diseases and wars, and countless other difficulties. Many of the processes leading up to this point took hard work, critical thinking, and cooperation. Look at how much more work went into making the gingerbread house. For humans to exist, the universe didn't have to lift a finger, but we had to work long and hard to make that gingerbread house.